Hello, everybody, and welcome to the latest version of our business podcast. It's our Business Spotlight podcast today. So I'm really delighted to welcome Raul Mihai onto our podcast today. He's with Digital Cloud Advisor. So really looking forward to understanding his story, how he got to where he is today, and spend the next half an hour chatting. So if you're not aware, my name's Gary Hales. I'm an action coach based down in Bournemouth, working with people like Raul. Obviously, I'm not working with Raul at the moment, but business owners, helping you all grow and develop. And the purpose of these podcasts is really to help you learn, educate yourselves, understand how people have done things, gone through good times and bad times. So we want to hear how people coach. And one of the key things we say in Action Coach is, in order to learn more, you've got to earn more. So we're all going to wait on bated breath from Raul and understand what he's done and how he's got there. So Raul, on that, I'm going to pass across to you. So give us a bit of your background and the story of Raul, how you got to here.
Yeah, of course. Well, first of all, thank you for the invite, Gary. I'm really honored with this. So basically, yeah, I'm Raul Mihai. I'm a co-founder and the managing partner of a company called Digital Cloud Advisor. Digital Cloud Advisor came to life really about a year ago, really. So last year, just before Christmas. But to give you more about how it came to life, I'll give you more about my background, really. Well, I started my career in tech about 2 years ago. I have a sort of a management and finance background, but I've always been passionate about the tech. So having two little kids, it was quite the right moment for me to start looking at some remote jobs at the time. And yeah, I discovered AWS, and when I discovered AWS, I really thought and I really knew that that's the time that it's time for me to move towards the tech. So I enrolled myself into an AWS program, which was for 12 months. Uh, I really got passionate about it really quickly, like within weeks from my enrollment. Also, as I was going through the program, I was start gaining some certifications like the Cloud Practitioner and the Solution Architect Associate, and then moving over into the security as I really got passionate about that side of the cloud, and so on. And then after I finished the program, I said, right, due to the fact that I really evolved my networking and expanded the networking on that side of the tech side, I thought, you know what, I'm going to start building a team, because that's what I was doing for the past 15, 20 years. And I'm gonna start building a company from scratch. So here where Digital Cloud Advisor came on board. Yeah.
Okay, so just expand for me on that. It's quite interesting, and there's loads of questions in my mind here, Raul. So just clarify what exactly Digital Cloud Advisor does.
Right, Digital Cloud Advisor, it's an AWS partner based, and we are consulting, developing, well, architecting on any businesses that want to take AWS, move their infrastructure into AWS, or take the benefits of the cloud itself, of the performance, of the rapidity of development, of the cost efficient, really, of any services. And obviously now with the big boom of the AI and ML, that things will head into that direction. And I believe every company, doesn't matter the size of it, it should adopt one way or another, at least part of the infrastructure into a cloud provider. And why not AWS as a lead marketing provider?
Okay, so Alexe, who's your typical client? What's the typical problems you resolve and you fix for clients?
Right, thank you for asking that, Gary. Well, at the beginning, when we started Digital Cloud Advisor, we said we will focus on small and medium companies, and we still do that. Well, to start with, if I think for the past year, especially for the first 6 months as a brand new company on the market, we will keep looking for, you know, a specific niche. Even if we are talking about small and medium companies, we still wanted a specific niche that we are going into the market. And we believe we quite found a niche. We thought of addressing to the retail market all over the world, not only in UK or Europe. So it doesn't matter where you are on the globe, we can be there. We actually gained some customers from overseas, from the United States. We are really enjoying working with them and guiding them through the cloud. We develop a really the application. It's an inventory management solution, and we are actually thinking of promoting even further this application, as we believe that it can help any retailer out there on the market. It doesn't matter the size.
Okay, great. Thanks for that, Raul. Just going to dive back into the personal side again. You know, you set this up a year ago from sort of management finance background into tech, quite a jump in that direction. So if you were to start again from square one, what would you do differently this time round?
Not much, to be honest.
Okay.
I will probably define a lot more better the beginning of the business. So not myself is just, you know, it's always trying to improve myself all the time. It's like every morning my routine is go on the AWS website, see what are the news, see what, you know, what the tech is evolving, because the tech is like, you know, you learn something a year ago that it doesn't apply now, and so on, and it's going to happen even more fast in the future.
Yeah. Okay. And how many?
What I will change, I'll definitely change the definition of our purpose as a business.
Okay. Yeah, that's something we focus on very heavily at Action Coach is what does your business look like when it's finished? What's the purpose of you being in business? You know, because your business has to give you the life that you want. So you've got to be very clear. So we do find a lot of business owners don't have a business plan, mission statement, vision, and clarity of where they're actually going. So it's very crucial to have that to get started. So, you know, so it's always a common thing we find with business owners. How many people do you employ, Raul?
We are about 10 people in the team at the moment, and planning to scale that up a bit, but we'll see.
Okay. And as an employer then, you know, different to you probably were managing people back in your management and finance days, but as an employer, what is been your learnings? What's different between employing people and managing people, if for those that are thinking of making that similar jump?
Well, I am the kind of person that always try to get around me people with same values as me. Even if they come, I don't know, from different cultures or different backgrounds, professional backgrounds or motivations or whatever, but I'm looking at those, you know, those values. And I'm always open with my team, and I'm always like to improve my team. So I always try and give them little challenges and give them the purpose of achieving those challenges for their you know, their own benefit. Because at the end of the day, having a team that's evolving and, you know, moving forward as the end goal is the same. It's as long as we will be able to, you know, make our customers happy and keep them on the right track, it's a win-win from the employee's perspective and the employee's perspective. So
okay. And are those employees, Raul, are they all virtual, working from home, or do you all sit in an office?
we are a remote company, 100%, with no setup schedule. So we're not an 8 to 5 classical company. We might have nights when we'll be at our laptops till 10, 11 in the night, but then next day, you know, they're gonna be, I don't know, after 12. Yeah, we're quite
And how do you find that managing people from a distance? What have
It's
you
fun.
learned about management and looking after people, etc.?
It's fun, Gary, because actually we do meet, now and then. Some of the people came down to Bournemouth. As we know, Bournemouth it's a great city to live in, as you are here as well. Sometimes I'm going up north there. Sometimes we meet in London to different business meetings and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
But it's great, I believe, from the family perspective and the time, and as long as you keep track with your tasks within the company and all of that, I don't mind, honestly. It's a great benefit of the century we're living in, I believe.
Yeah, yeah. And is that how you sort of structure it? Is it sort of task management, basically, as
Yes,
opposed to sort of
we use
micromanaging? It's sort of looking at the tasks they do. Mm,
yes, we are using sort of, like a task assignment tool that it's out there on the market, and everyone knows,
mm,
what's the timeline for every task that they are assigned to, and so
mm.
on and so forth.
Okay. And what sort of meeting structures do you have in place? Do you have a Monday morning meeting with the whole team, or is it individually with everybody on a month? How does that all work? How do you keep that moving?
We're having like a general meeting every month,
Mm-hmm.
but we have daily meetings, whether it's with the development team or with the sales team, or with I'm having also a business development manager that I'm meeting with him, I don't know, 5-10 times a day, or so yes, it's but we have like a monthly team meeting where we discuss what's been for the past month and what's the plan for the next month, next 3 months, next year, really, and
Okay.
and so on.
Yeah. Okay. So sort of a year or so in then, Raul, what would you say are some of the common misconceptions about running a business like you are, and how do you address them? How do you deal with them?
So yes, I believe as long as well, at the beginning when you start a business, as long as you have a good defined plan and you try to keep track with that plan, and perhaps even improve it as you go along, you should be good. But you definitely need a business plan, need a marketing plan, need that niche of how you'll approach that niche. What's the problem in the niche? How you try and address that problem, and so on.
Mm-mm. And when you put a plan together, then are you putting the plan? Is the team putting the plan? How often are you reviewing that plan? Is it a 1 year? Is it a 5 year? Is it a 10-year plan?
I think well, first of all, it is myself and my business development manager, and then we discuss it over with the team. That's how I approach it. And it should be a short time plan, like a 3-6 months plan, and it should be also, perhaps a 12 or even a 60 months plan.
Mhm.
And then, yeah, review it every 3 months, improve it if you can, if you believe that you can improve it, and go from there.
Okay, excellent. And
And expect the worst. Yeah, don't
okay,
expect
but,
to
you got to
be.
have a contingency. Well, it's interesting. I'm just reading the Arnold Schwarzenegger book, and he said, "Don't have a plan B." So that was quite interesting. Just don't worry about contingencies. Go for it and make plan A work.
I was for the past 12 months actually. I was reading many books, and two of them was two books from Alexe. I don't know if you heard of him or not. Is basically a marketing entrepreneur, and what Alex says, it's don't start a business if you expect to be easy. Just don't do that.
Absolutely. It's not a straight line, is it? There's lots of ups and downs on the way. So, yeah. And when you look back over the last year or so, then Raul, what have you learned? How have you developed and grown? What do you attribute your growth to?
Oh my God, I learned so many things. I was looking at different marketing consultancy entrepreneurs and how they did things and how they could do it differently, and what you should address with your marketing campaigns, because you see we are a tech company, and maybe so some people won't think, oh, what about marketing? But marketing actually, it's a bit of the key of what you do and what you sell
Mm,
and what you want to achieve on the market. So I focused a lot for the past 12 months around those marketing keys.
Mm.
I also try to develop further my AWS knowledges, and I'm actually gonna sit another 2 certification probably next month.
Okay.
And I'm also thinking of a way of how my team should move forward with the tech knowledge and tech development and stuff like that. And also looking for other issues on the market that we can perhaps address them.
Okay. All right. Excellent. So one of the interesting things I find with most business owners is time management. There's 3 core areas I end up working most of the time. It's on financial, are people making the money they want, team, making sure their team are developing and growing, etc., and then getting the balance right for the business owner so that you're working on the business, not in the business. You touched on earlier about family and things like that. So how have you managed to get your time? I mean, the first question is, have you got your time right in terms of balance, and how have you gone about that?
Thank you for asking that, Gary. Yeah, well, actually, I believe you gotta find yourself as an individual the balance. Well, working on the area and the domain that we're working on, it's absolutely a joy, and I can sit here at my laptop for hours without feeling that.
Mm.
But at the same time, I mentioned earlier, I have 2 little kids, and I like spending time with them. So between me and my partner, my wife, we sort of scheduling ahead, well ahead
Yeah.
our time, and then I know, like, I don't know, tomorrow between 10 and 2 I won't be at my machine, and my team will know that. And that's it. So as long as you find that balance and schedule things well ahead, you should be happy with the way things are working. That's my opinion anyway.
And how does that how does that rub off on your team in terms of creating a positive and productive work environment? When you're bringing people into your team, as you said earlier, about them sharing your values. I mean, how does that all work in terms of recruitment, making sure you get the right people in? That is, again, particularly with it being remote and having people at different areas, how do you sort of integrate them into the team to contribute to a productive working environment?
Well, basically, all the people from Digital Cloud Advisors they came in from my network,
Okay.
from my network from back from when I was in the AWS program.
Mm-hmm.
We sort of knew each other, with some of them really good, some of them not that good, but just basically having a good chat with them and explain them what Digital Cloud Advisor is and what we want to achieve, presenting them with the tool that we're using in regards with the tasks and how the task will be assigned to them, and so on, timelines. Yeah, it's what it is. Like I said from the beginning, everyone knows we are not an 8 to 5 company that works Monday to Friday.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's
Okay.
As long as we keeping track with our tasks and with our timelines, I don't see any issue.
Okay.
And I think I believe every company should work sort of on that mentality, because at the end of the day, if your employees are happy and they're productive, why not?
Yeah. And with you and your team, then the area you're working in is just exploding and developing at such a rapid rate, particularly when you look at sort of artificial intelligence. I spent many years working in financial services, so anti-money laundering and data security is another massive growing one. How do you ensure that you're keeping up to date and that your team are up to date with all the new innovations that are coming across in that sector you work in?
Well, I said earlier, Gary, that my routine in the morning, first thing is to see what's new, and if I find something that came up on the market that perhaps Digital Cloud Advisor should adopt and should be really aware of, then we go for it. We go investigate it further, and see how we can adopt it. But in tech especially, I'll say, because it's not like, I don't know, it's not like finance, I don't know, 2 + 2 is 4. No, in tech it can be anything.
Yeah.
You can have any variables. You can have, and you gotta keep track with them, and yeah,
Yeah.
move forward, because
Yeah.
otherwise you're just behind and you're not gonna go through the market.
Yeah, I find that with a lot of clients I'm working with at the moment, as I'm learning about artificial intelligence and how I can use it in my everyday work, getting my clients to sort of understand the potential there is quite a challenge at times, because it is something that's very, very different, and taking it on board takes some time.
It is, but to be honest, the whole thing with the machine learning and the intelligence, artificial intelligence is just gonna explode, and will explode a lot in the next 12, 24 months maybe.
Very
And
short time scale.
yeah, definitely, that's for sure. And I think it's going to be for the best, as for all the businesses, and for us,
Yeah.
like, I don't know, like human being,
Yeah, absolutely. Excellent. So, Raul, we've got a couple of minutes left. So I'm going to go down a personal route at the moment, ask you a few direct questions. So what you touched on books earlier. What's your favorite business related book?
Business related, right? Yeah, I said, I'll say, it's from Alexe, the 100 Millions Lead Generation book.
Okay, excellent. And what are you reading now?
At the moment, not much. Christmas is coming, so
Yes, yeah.
I have some plans for the new year. I'll go in some more artificial intelligence books. I'm looking at some to buy. Some. We'll see.
Excellent, good. And what was your favorite holiday? What was the best holiday you ever had?
Wow, holiday. Right. Well, just before we had our kids, myself and wife went to Dominican Republic, and I believe that was our best holiday.
Excellent, excellent. Yeah, it's funny you say about that before you had kids. But my youngest has just finished A levels, 18, well, she's 19 now, and still doing a gap year and traveling around. So my wife and I are sitting and thinking, what did we used to do before kids? Trying to remember what life was like, and where we always the holidays were based on school terms and what the kids wanted to do. Now we've got time to think about where we want to go ourselves. So it's a whole different world. So
yeah, to be honest, I was discussing with my wife this. I said, look, like 6, 7, 8 years ago, we used to plan things as they were going, but now we school terms and stuff like that. But then we're saying, well, we only have like another 10 years and we'll be back on track. So.
Yeah. Try and remember. Excellent. So last question for you then. What's on your bucket list? What do you want to achieve?
I would like to help a lot of companies to get the benefit of using the cloud and understand the cloud and the potential of the cloud. And as of myself personally, I like to really improve around this, machine learning, artificial intelligence, and stuff like that. Around that, that's something that I wanna take it to the next level.
Yeah. Okay. So that's your drive and motivation, is it? Yeah. Excellent. Okay. So last thing then, for the people watching this and watching the recording, etc., if you were just to leave people with one message on all the things that we've talked about that you've learned as part of your business and the growth and where you're going, etc., what would that message be?
Well, if you're thinking of bringing to life a company, a business, first of all, make sure that the area that you're focusing on, it's an area that you really love, and then make that plan really, really good, and just go for it, and don't expect to be easy.
Okay, absolutely.
But everything comes, it's not easy, but it's really joyful. If you really like the area that you're working on, it should be easy, but it's not easy, if you know what I mean.
Absolutely. Brilliant. Excellent. Well, thank you for that, Raul. Really appreciate it. Fascinating to hear your story and how you've got to where you are. So thank you very much for taking your time and educating us all.
Thank you very much, Gary. It was a pleasure.
Excellent. Have a good day then, Raul.
You too. Take care.